All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kayo Show, episode 6. We have made it even longer than I was originally expecting, which is kind of crazy. As many times as I wanted to quit, I could not. I love doing the show. So, I'm KOB. I got the G over to my right today. All right, what's up, the G?
What's up?
And then we got a new guy. If you guys don't know, one of the creators of West Texas, we got Bobbles, the Lord himself. Go ahead.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say to introduce myself, but
Whatever you want to say.
my name is Bobbles. I am a Smash player, commentator, former TO, whatever, Swiss Army knife when it comes to the Smash community. I've done everything. Been playing Smash at least competitively since 2014. So next year's 10 years. Woo.
Woo-woo.
Time is a flat circle.
Heck yeah, that's us.
I'm trying to think.
Who do you play, Bobbles?
I guess technically I'm a Bowser main.
Not technically, shut
but
up.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm a Bowser player for the most part, but in recent times I've enjoyed playing a lot of characters, so I kind of bounce around a lot now. But
Aren't you on the top 100 of a certain character?
of Olimar because of my
Ooh.
Bowser result, yeah, technically, because I've only gone to weeklies, so my numbers are low, and as much as I want to be really high on a meaningless scorecard, it's not all it cracks up to be sometimes. But
We're proud of our course cards.
I will flaunt that I'm technically a top 100 Olimar.
Yeah, as you should. I always say this is the way I think of mains. Is I think of like the Max Kellerman. Martian's got the death beam pointed at Earth. Who are you picking? I'm picking Pikachu.
I'm picking
No
Bowser.
questions asked.
Absolutely, I tough guy the arm. I tough guy the laser beam.
Ooh, Pikachu
Huh?
doesn't. He dies early, bro.
No, Pikachu T-jolts in it trade.
Don't get Bobble started on Pikachu. We just had this discussion.
Bro,
Oh, don't worry. We'll get it today. We're
Alright.
going to talk about it in a second. So what we'll do is this episode is going to be about life updates. We haven't had that in a very long time. I'm going to talk about my first tournament back in a very long time that I got kind of bullied into. And then we'll talk about Smashmade a little bit. And then we'll talk about mentality going into tournaments. And then we have a fun topic, which a lot of you Smashers probably won't understand, but we will enjoy, and it's my show, so we're going to talk about it anyway. And we'll talk about what characters are our sports, or what sports team our character represents, and or our favorite team. As I'm wearing my favorite team, the New York Knicks, today. Julius Randle, if you see this, which he won't, please start shooting better. Shooting 22%. That's literally the worst shooting percentage since like 1959. So stop. We believe in you. All right. All right. So let's begin with life updates. Who wants to go first?
No, we in that. We do not believe in you.
Yeah,
We do.
I've watched collectively a single basketball game in my entire life.
I'll start life
Well-
updates.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Biggest life update is the freaking Texas Rangers won the World Series, so let's go.
Let's go Rangers.
Second
Woo!
time seeing my team win a championship in my lifetime, so
Crazy, must be nice.
I did it big.
It's awesome.
I was cheering. I was super happy. This is the Rangers' first one ever. I went to the parade. The parade was absolutely bonkers. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I was super excited about that. I'm a sports fan and a Smash fan.
Reese was doing
Oh, yeah.
headstands while Creed was playing in the
Yeah, exactly. So super excited about that. Love the Rangers. I'm happy. I want my Cowboys to do it more than anything. I will probably cry like a blubbering baby if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
I cried when the Giants won the Super Bowl. So me and my mom both. My mom's in chat, so she can say I was crying, inconsolable. I was crying so hard when we won against the Patriots the first time. I was like, oh!
I still think about that game a lot. I remember watching that game live.
It was awesome.
Other than that,
What the
we've been
heck?
Playing some,
I'm sorry, Mom.
playing some games. We all picked up Radical Red. Been playing a little bit of Radical Red, some Pokemon,
4.0, baby.
playing some WoW,
Native Path
playing
Pro.
games with the homies, but not a whole lot going on in life. Work and games, the usual. We played 2 games of League, and that will probably be done for a while.
Yeah, it was tough.
Um,
It was tough. Somebody in here was meant to play with us, but
I was too busy. I was too busy watching. Playing support. I should have been playing doubles and watching.
Always trying to branch out on.
Ally Slay, and I'm like, oh no.
Always trying to branch out on video games, because we are tired of playing the same stuff. but we always go back to the same stuff. And I don't know why we just don't play Smash because that's what we always come back to. But Chuck won't play me in Smash because
We
he's
got
scared.
Radical Red. We got Radical Red now, baby. We're gonna make Chuck the best Nuzlocker in the world.
Chuck has zero patience for Nuzlocking.
I don't. Bro, when I see it, I'm like, all right, I could look this up, or I'm going to just. We either live or we're dead. Like that's exactly what it is. And that's 99% of the time I'm dead. I'm like,
Anyways,
Bobbles,
that's my life
update.
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as Grace right now. A lot of work, a lot of games. Kind of moving to the next step of a relationship with my significant other.
Awesome.
If the cards fall in the right spot, I'm probably going with him to his next station in Colorado in a few months. So
Cool.
we'll see how that works. I'm gonna be a military housewife, a bear's buddy, whatever you want to call it. And I'm about to, we're about to get hitched just to leech money off the United States government.
Let's go.
But we'll see. That's a few months down the line, so we'll see how that kind of works out. It's been a tumultuous sports-wise. It's been a tumultuous life for me. I don't like any. Apparently, I don't like any Texas teams, and I don't like any team that has any chance of winning a championship in the next 15 years. We've gotten close. Montreal made the Stanley Cup a couple years back, and the Rays made the World Series a couple years back. They got immediately ousted by actual good teams.
They are saying you're a little quiet, Bubble. So
I'm a little quiet. Let me turn my gain up. Let me project a little bit more. And then sports, I get to watch actual rocket scientist Joshua Dobbs lead the Minnesota Vikings to their 4th straight win. Goal.
Yo, 4 straight?
4 in a row. Yes, sir. We lost to the Chiefs.
Oh.
We lost to the Chiefs, and then we started winning. It was Kirktober, bro. You don't fuck around with Kirktober. But Godspeed to Kirk Cousins. I love that man more than I love most things in life. Other than that, I'm just trying to have a good time, trying to make sure I pay rent on time, and I'm not homeless.
Hey, that's a good way to live. My life updates, I had some crazy family stuff go on. We won't go too deep into detail on that. Outside of that, I have been playing a ton of games. Usually if Grayson's playing a game or I'm playing a game, we're also playing it together. So I have been playing WoW, trying to level up because I am going to destroy the Lich King. And I got 2 items today, which is pretty dope. And we are working toward that. It's going to take a little bit. Been playing some Smash. Got into Smash Bros, which has been awesome. My set record is trash, but I think I'm 11 and 12. But we're working hard. My mindset's been good in that, which is what we'll talk about in a second. And then my sports teams suck, all of them. The Giants are an embarrassment to sports. Actually, our starting quarterback got hurt again, but this time it was his ACL. Our backup's hurt, so we're starting a guy named something DeVito, Tommy DeVito, I think is his name.
Tommy DeVito.
They don't want him to throw the football. He had 10 throws in the game. It's whatever. We lost 30-6.
Chuck's a curse. Hope he never likes your sports team.
Yep, it was tough. I enjoyed watching the Rangers. Half the Mets are on the Rangers now, and they won a World Series, and congrats to them. I don't know why they couldn't do it with us, but it'd be what it be. And my Knicks, it's an even year after we made an even year, odd year, whatever. It ends in an even. We suck. That's what happens every other year. So it looks pretty bad, as we talked about with Julius Randle not shooting very well. Please, Julius.
I got select when I saw Kristaps Porzingis on the Celtics. I was like, wait, how is he not? Why is he not in a Knicks team?
And he's a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah, and he's popping off too. I was like, no,
he's crazy.
That also hurt me as a Mavs fan. I'm like, dude, you had Luka. You couldn't have done that.
He was a Knick. We called him the unicorn.
Yeah, but y'all suck.
We did. But it is what it is. Sports are in a good place. But speaking of the sports that everybody in chat likes, esports, I did enter a tournament, which is kind of crazy considering I retired and got made fun of, and Al Gary made a bet I'd be back in a month, and I was not. It took a month and a week, so I was right. But yeah, we did an episode the other week talking about helping your scenes and doing everything like that, and going to locals is a way to help your scene. So I was like, I should go. And then I was planning on going to Trinity this weekend, but I found out because of Bobbles, we are trying to convince him to go, that it was a Sunday, which is dumb.
I did read the Smash GGP.
I did not. And so we're not going today. It looked quite. I mean, it's 10 o'clock and they're barely going into winners finals, I think. It's whatever. A little bummed by that, but sometimes life just hits that way. Me and G will enter a doubles tournament at some point, and Bobbles will attend because we haven't seen Bobbles in forever.
What, 3 or 4 years? Something like that?
It's been a very long time. Maybe you got a little taller.
Not that I know. Not that I know of. I hate to say.
But I was pretty pumped doing my tournament. I had a lot of fun, actually. I got third place, which is shocking. I did beat Oscar, but it was the only time in my life, or only time I've ever seen Oscar as a nationwide tilted, visibly. Usually we're talking and laughing and talking smack to each other the entire set, and he didn't look at me the whole time. So I thought my campiness was pissing him off, genuinely. I was like, oh my god, I'm playing like such a bitch. And I didn't stop because I wanted to win. He was going Lucina, and I got that win. Then I got absolutely destroyed by Brax. I even tried Diddy Kong. It didn't work. Kazuya's crazy. I don't have an answer. So, except for camping, but I wasn't going to camp because we only had an hour to finish 3 sets. So, I was like, we'll just run in, and it didn't work. But it was fun. I enjoyed my time. But it kind of brought into the topic I wanted to talk about today was, like, mindset going into a tournament. Because when I went in, you know, I've retired, okay? And I didn't really care how good I did. I was just going because I wanted to support. That was my whole goal. But I was still nervous. So I was going to ask you guys, competitors, and Grayson, who kind of competes, what is y'all's mindset when you guys go into a tourney?
I think Bobbles will be a great person to ask for this because that man has been dedicated to entering tourneys more than probably anyone I know. He goes to his weekly every single week and always reports back to us how he did and how he's doing. So he probably has a much better grasp on his mentality and entering tourneys. I'd say for me, if I enter tourneys, I do get nervous. I mean, I always play to win for starters, but I enter so few tourneys that I really try to make the most of it when I do enter. So I'm business as Tweak always say. I clock in. I'm there for business. And I am sweating. I am camping. I'm doing whatever it takes to win. But I do get nervous just because I want it so bad. I want to win so bad, and I don't get very many opportunities. I will say, I'm a player who really tries to warm up and take. I need to be in a flow, so I want to play friendlies. I don't want to stop playing, and I really value. Like I don't like buys. Whenever I used to be really seated high in Lubbock. Hello,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, whenever I used to be seated high in Lubbock and I would get buys every single week, I hated buys because it would go skip into straight into a decent player, if not a good player, depending on who was there and how many entrants. And that's when I get upset the most because
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
player who needs to be warm. But kind of my mindset is do the best you can be, take advantage of it, and also hang out with the homies because that's the only time I get to see y'all in person is when I'm entering tournaments. So I try to make the most of my friendships and make the most of my run, but I don't try and tell myself it doesn't matter or it's not important because that's just not the type of person I am. I'm there for business and I'm there to do my best. So I take wins really well and I take losses really hard.
So I probably have the opposite point of it now. I think because I enter consistently, things like weeklies and tournaments of that level, I really feel that sort of like pre-tourney nerves of like, oh, I have to do well. I still go in understanding like, you know, I'm pretty good at gauging out like how I'm going to feel going into it now, whether I'm going to like, I'm like, okay, like I'm playing good today. Like today, I'm gonna try and sweat a bit and try to make a good run. Or I'm not feeling it today. We're just gonna see how the first couple rounds go and kind of take it from there. I think we might have lost Grace in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he just texted me saying his computer died.
No. All right. Well,
He'll be back.
He'll be back. He'll be back. Your stream's still up too, right?
Yeah, everything's
We're
good.
good. Oh, it looked like it went down.
Oh, it says it's reconnecting.
Yeah, it looked like it went down on me for a second too.
All right, the stream is back
Oh, we're
up,
back. Grayson's,
and
Grayson's blurry.
the recording is back. Because it ended my recording because I ended the stream, which sucks. So I will put this together.
You have to do this in post. Edit it in post. Edit it in post. But yeah. I don't know. It's hard to go into it without being like a whole journey in my mentality, because I know my mentality was terrible when I was like 18, 19, 20, 21. And I think it's exponentially better now. Partially because like I don't put as much weight into emotional weight into Smash as I used to. I still do to an extent, because I feel like you kind of have to get that sort of like competitive edge, and you know you got to have passion for the things that you like. Otherwise, you know what are you doing? What are you doing them for? But for me, I'm in like a weird spot where I enter weeklies consistently, but I'm not going to these big tournaments at all. I think I entered Frostbite in 2020, right before the pandemic happened, and then I think my next tournament that wasn't a weekly or of that scale was Set Count in 2022, and then I haven't entered one since. So I just have nothing but weeklies. So the fortunate part about me living in a big city with a big scene, that has these events, you know, the weeklies become less and less of like a big deal, which is bad because you don't really get that. It's hard to like fully dive into that competitive mindset.
Yeah.
But also it's also nice because like that weight's kind of off your shoulders, to where like, okay, this weekly's like more of a learning experience. I'm applying this thing. I'm applying that thing. I'm trying this character out, you know, or I'm just here for a good time that time, you know. But I think it's kind of like to each their own thing, you know. It's a weekly to me will mean way different than a weekly to somebody in a smaller scene, or somebody who's maybe way better at the top of their scene, somebody who's just an O2er who comes, which I think ties into like just the environment of the weekly too. I'm fortunate enough to have two groups of TOs who are just fantastic. I can't sing either of their praises enough. Who do so much for the scene, especially for the 2-2 and Billow players. Like they ball out for these people. So
can you tell the chat what region you are in?
I'm in Austin, Texas. So
Austin.
Still Texas, but you know, I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate to be in a scene where I have the TOs that I have and the player base that I have, to where it's not as much of a Shark Tank as I think it could be.
Yeah. I know.
I missed a little bit, but what I think is funny is people who are going to tournaments all the time, and maybe like people who are earning the same Lubbock weeklies over and over and over. They probably wish that they could have my mentality, where they come in and they're super serious and they want to win and they want to practice super hard and take it super serious. And then the people like me are wishing that we could be like them, be like, man, I wish I could just take it a little bit easier. Like, man, I wish I lost. I didn't think about it for a year. I wish it didn't kill me every single time I lost. So it's funny how both sides want to be each other, but you kind of got to find that middle ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'm similar to Grayson. I don't get to enter as much, but I enter more than him. I used to call it small town syndrome, where like us, when we do get an opportunity to enter something big, that's your only chance to prove yourself as a player. And it's tough, like when I'd go to majors or anything like that. I put so much pressure on myself. Usually, I'm a lot more relaxed at these major tournaments. I guess it's because I have a lot less pressure on myself. Because even when I come to a Lubbock tournament, like people still think I'm really, really good. I think I'm an above-average player. I was joking all week that I was a pot filler, but I go into these tournaments and people want to see me do good, which is cool. It's like, it's not necessarily I have fans, but it's like they're like, oh, Chuck's back. I want Chuck to do good. I like it when Chuck's doing good. But then I lose to like some joker from Amarillo named Josh who destroyed me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just not even good. Now Josh is a pretty good player, but I go in like I'm similar to Grayson in the fact that I take my losses hard. And I probably take it a little too hard because I take it very personal, like Michael Jordan meme, like bad. I do it on my life worth kind of thing. Like I put so much time into this game, I can't even get top 3 at my own local. I get beat pretty bad. I'm like, dang, I'm just why am I wasting my time kind of attitude. And I've been trying to work on that. I think that Smash Bros has done a good job. Grayson commented this week's like I got beat a lot, and he was like, Chuck, your mindset's been pretty good. Like I'm going in trying to learn. I got beat pretty bad by I think it was a Byleth or something. I just wasn't close. But I'm still like getting better. Going to this tournament this week, even though I was nervous, it's okay to have nerves, and that's what a lot of younger players don't understand. Like it means you care, and that's okay. It's just don't let that nerves affect your gameplay enough because every time there's going to be tourney nerves. The farther you go in tourney, no matter what, like you want something, there's going to be some sort of adrenaline nerves that's going to kick in. It's just channeling it enough to be able to perform in that moment. But I was nervous going in. I was like, I just don't want to do bad was my mindset instead of I want to do good, which I think is a bad mindset. You should go in and be like, okay, I'm going to give it everything I got. And if it's a 2-2 this week and it's 4-2 next week, who cares? Like you just need to give it everything you got and be willing to learn. That's the perfect mindset. But it's really tough doing that, especially as a competitor, because when you care and you're working hard at something and then you don't reach your goal, it's hard. It really is. Like Grayson talks about, he thinks about some losses for a year. I don't think he thinks about it for a year, but I can still remember my first loss specifically, exactly what stage I was on, what side of the stage I was on when I got spiked, things like that. And I'm still mad that Sheriff Crazy, who is a Lubbock player, who is still streaming and stuff like that, follow him, back through me on Castle Siege, and I died at 20%. I'm still mad. I know what setup I was on, I know what tourney I was at. Like, I take my losses a little too much, and that's my biggest issue. I got to realize that the scene I have here is in support of me, and I think that's the thing I really miss. It's not necessarily like you guys aren't my friends in regards to the Lubbock scene who's listening. It's just like these guys are my dudes. Like these guys right here, like we are in the same crew. We've been playing games together for holy crap, 6-7 years now. I think like these are my guys. If I'm in a city with these guys, we're going to every single tournament and we're gonna have a blast at every single one. We're gonna support each other. I don't think we're gonna take losses as bad because I enjoy being around these guys. So it's kind of figuring, for me personally, is figuring out how to find that joy without my best friends at the event, and not taking the losses like these people judge my life worth on if my Pikachu can finally kill a freaking Squirtle, you know?
Yeah. I will say also a little bit about mentality is the playing not to lose and playing to win.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
going back on these rough losses, and when you say think about your worst losses, I can name 5 of them, and I'm pretty sure every single one of them is a player that I said I was better than, or that I thought myself as better than, and I was just playing horrible because I was playing not to lose. The whole time we were playing the game, I was thinking in my mind, "Oh my God, what if I lose this? Oh my God, what is the scene gonna say? Oh my God, this is an upset. Oh my God, they're gonna think I'm garbage because I'm losing to this bad player."
That's
Bad player.
me.
And it's like you're not even thinking about the game, or you're like you don't go off an edge guard because you're like, oh, if I jump off that edge guard and I SD or something, even though it's a free edge guard, it's a free kill, but you're like, I'm not gonna do it because these things could go wrong. And it's just like it's a horrible way to play. It's a horrible mindset, and it will cost you many games for sure.
Say I had a moment. Me and G were playing doubles against this person named CJ Frozen. He was a Snake player.
Dude, he's cool.
And
met him at Rising Grind.
yeah, he was at 100. I was at 0. Grayson just died. And I was like, Grayson's like, you got it, Chuck, you got it. And I was like, yeah. You know what? It's Snake. I'm gonna just camp him. I'm gonna T-jolt him. I lost. I don't think I did any damage. It was, as Grayson put, my worst performance ever. He laughs at it all the time. We be playing sometimes like, hey, remember how bad you did against that Snake? I'm like, yeah.
You got
And
hit by
I
every
think about
grenade.
that.
You couldn't dodge anything. See, like 64s.
When I'm getting beat, I'm like, Chuck, you're winning, or like when I'm winning and I have a high lead, I'm like, okay, Chuck, just camp, and I'm like, oh, but what about that Snake? Maybe I'll just run in. That's usually how it goes.
It's also on the topics. I do agree having having the homies around at a Smash event makes things so much better. I did talk with my roommate the other day about like it's okay to like compartmentalize your friendships. You're gonna have Smash friends, people who
Yep.
you see at tournaments, you say hi, you fist bump, you hang out there, you play Smash together, and that's the extent. That's it. That's all the friendship is for, and that's fine. Um, but there will be people who you make that connection with, who you can that trend that goes past the next step to Smash, and you guys are getting, these are the people you like. We're getting food after tourneys, we're carpooling together, we're playing other games together.
Yep.
You can hang out and do things without the medium of Smash being there. Like I have a group of guys that I met through Smash, who people I've lived with them off and on for like 5 years at this point, but I've also like there are people here in Austin. Like we go to karaoke bars like once a week and have a great time, And sometimes obviously Smash comes up in there, just part of it, part of the discussion. But being able to do that stuff past that is cool too. And not working back into your friendships is pretty dope. As for like bad losses, I do think of some from time to time. There are times I've gotten extremely close to beating very very good players or players I respect a lot, and it just doesn't happen, and it sucks. I had tough losses on Friday, our Friday weekly. I lost. I traded with a mid at like 50. Went off stage, got Dragon Laser, died, lost a set.
We hate Min in here.
And then in losers, I was playing against this Puff. Who our sets always go the same way. I clown on him game 1. He clowns on me game 2. I have a lead game 3, and then just Puff things happen. I was up an entire stock. I was at 2 stock 0%. He was at 1 stock 0%. He hits a dare loop on me 4 times, 4th throw off stage, and I'm like, shit. Well, I have to do something. I gotta jump, and then he just comes off. Dead. Effectively a 0 to death. And I'm just like, all right, it's fine. It's over. We're fine. I can do this. We trade. We hit a few more stops. I'm parrying everything this set. I'm like, bro, my parry game is so good right now. Pounds me at like a sliver under full shield. My shield explodes, and I get walked over to the edge of the stage. I get F smash at 70, and I die as the heaviest character.
Bowser?
It's Bowser. It was on PS2, but
Say,
there are tough losses like that just kind of happen. And I was like a little heated about it. I'm like, I died at 0 as the heaviest character in the game. I hate this. Why did this happen? Or what did I do to deserve this? I was playing so good. I felt like I was playing the matchup so correctly, and I still lost for it. And it just happens. So I definitely feel that. But you kind of have your cry about it. I went and got tacos after the tournament, and I feel way better now. It's just
tacos after a tourney.
And bro, there's a taco into a taco truck. It was a banger. It was a sleeper.
I feel like street tacos after a tourney sounds like it is.
Bro, I got me some tripas, some what did I get? Did I get? I think I got pork.
So we usually go to Cane's. As good as contendies are, I'm over it because we used to go to Cane's when, like, me and G were in school. So I'm like, can we go somewhere else? But these kids are in school, so they're like, yeah, let's go to Cane's.
Cane's is Cane's helps the college kids out, man.
Yeah, it really does.
I think you can. It is okay to be upset by your losses. You're gonna have close sets that don't work. You're gonna choke. You're gonna make sick comebacks. It's just part of the fun roller coaster of being a competitor, regardless of whether you're playing an esport, professional sport, otherwise. That always happens. It is just like you can feel bad about it to a certain extent, or for a certain amount of time, and so you gotta like take that breath and be like, okay, I'm over it now.
I usually go outside after I lose anytime, unless I like got destroyed. Like when I played Vibe last week, I didn't go outside. I just kind of sat by myself for a second, and then Jake, if Sheer Cold's in here, came up to me and was like, "Told you you'd lose." I was like, "I beat you. Shut up." And that's the entire conversation. But yeah, no, I think it's tough. It really is, and I think you made a good point, Bobbles, of saying like it is okay to lose, or like be upset when you lose. You're a competitor, and like you shouldn't be happy losing, but it's making that into a positive. Okay, you know what? This is why I can do better. Next time I'm not gonna get and lose my shield at 70% and get forward smashed and die.
Should have had 100% parry rate. I had 96% parry rate. What can you do?
Yeah, it is what it is. So Another thing you kind of brought up that I really liked, and actually got brought up in tech chat this week, was how do you like build friendships that's not necessarily Smash? You know, like I think one of the reasons why I wanted you on here today was because we started in Smash. Not only that, like me and G were Lubbock, you were San Angelo. Like that's not scenes that interact all the time,
Not at all.
right? And
we kicked you
when we
guys.
go
We
to
kicked you guys
tournaments,
out of the greater scene for like 2 years.
yeah, actually, no,
'Cause
we
we were so
you
far
didn't kick us out.
I used to see it.
We left.
Seceded, that's just true.
Yeah, I said we're leaving, okay? But it was like we still interacted, we still played games every once in a while, and then one day we're playing Heroes of the Storm for the Diva event, and you're like, "Hey, I play." We're like, "Join on in," and it started a whole crew essentially. I'm the only one that still rocks the tag, but it was GD going deep, and that crew. We've had that Discord now probably like 6 years, I think. And
Yeah.
I would say we're all a group of really good friends.
And it's just
And that's
the six
where
of
we
us,
all
too.
got close. Yeah, we had, when we had Nathan. I don't remember.
Nathan came in after the fact, but it was the three of us, Dan and Snacks, and then we added Nathan in after.
And that was the crew. Everybody wanted in that Discord. If you're listening, you know who. But the cool thing about Smash is that we do have one thing in common. We all play this game competitively. But social skills time, that's not your entire being. Okay? Unless you're a top player and that is actually your job, you can be interested in other things, and that also means talk about other things. For example, me, G, and Bobbles all like sports. We also like Heroes of the Storm and MOBAs.
Well.
Well, we kind of like them. We play them. Okay? We play them. All right? We try our best. We also like, two of us, watch anime sometimes. Okay? We talk about, what are some other things we talk? We literally talk about anything.
There's
in general.
just like, I mean, it's just, I've been able to experience it two different ways. So there's like, there's the big scene, Smash scene, where it's like, you know, we have like, I think in one season we'll have like 400 unique players, right? Like at least triple digit, you know, amounts of players that come through and enter a tournament every season, and maybe like half of that comes semi-regularly, and we maybe have like a group of like 75 to 100 that enter one tourney week, or at least one tourney every other week, or something along those lines, right? A consistent player base. You're not going to be friends with everybody that comes in. You're not going to make memories with everybody that comes in. It's just that there's too many people, there's too much friendships and social things to exist. You're going to meet people with vastly different personality types that you're just not going to gel with. There are people in Austin that I just don't gel with. It just is what it is. You don't need to force something that isn't there. And like I said earlier, people can just be Smash friends. You can have people that you just play Smash with, hang out with, stuff like that. If it evolves past that certain point as a friendship, then cool. Yeah, but if it's nothing more than that, and that's the purpose they serve in your social circle, that's fine too. You know, you don't have to be best friends for life with everybody that you come across.
Yeah.
Conversely, in a small scene where you're seen as like 20 people,
yep,
that's who you got. You kind of gotta be. You know, you know, I remember in Angela, we've had people who were just like, who have had that social skills just aren't there, or they were friends, they had a falling out, they're not really friends anymore. You know, there's that little bit of like, you kind of got to roll with who you got, because you lose one or two people, that's 10% of your scene, and you can't afford to lose anybody more than that.
Yeah.
So, but
it's like when you're talking to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say G comes up to me, he's like, "Yo, bro, I just had a bad day. Someone took my wallet," and then you hit him with the, "Bro, he should have texted."
But should have tagged.
Shut up! Yeah, you should have parried the guy trying to take your.
It was a
Shut up!
Yeah, that's whack. I can talk about that a little bit, because I think I'm probably the most non-typical smasher of the three of us.
No, Grayson's up to the closest thing to a normie we have out of the three of us.
So I wouldn't even say I'm the most social either. I mean, I think they're both more social than me, but you got to learn how to have a conversation, and like Chuck said, find your identity that's not Smash.
Yeah.
If that's all you can talk about is anime and Smash, especially to me, like I'm not gonna talk to you. I don't want to talk about anime. you're a college kid. I mean, people have stuff and talk about relationships, talk about college, talk about what you're doing, what's happening with Texas Tech. That's something in Lubbock that everybody has in common. It's just like find
What's your
something else to talk
plan?
about. If your whole identity is I play Smash and I like anime, then you're probably not gonna have very many friends, and that's just the brutal honesty. I mean, these two guys, they love anime and they love Smash too, but they can talk about other things. And
Yep.
for someone like me, that's important. And I made friends with every single person in the Smash scene. I wouldn't say I had any enemies at all, and I probably had the least in common with all of them. So you got to find some common ground. You got to find some things outside of the typical, what everybody says is like the cliche Smash archetypes. But you know, having friends outside of Smash is awesome. Having lifelong friends is awesome, and also I think it helps you in bracket, like Bubble said, when you have the people there, have people supporting you, and when you catch those L's and they know how good you are, and they said, hey, you'll get them next time, or hey, this is what I noticed, advice, like people who really have your back and want to see you win. I think that's awesome, but you really got to form deeper relationships than just the
Yeah.
surface level of Smash.
And that kind of bond is great too, because I know like for me, like my personal example is I get a good cop bad cop roll down to my bracket run like every time I get out of bracket. Two people who have recently been helping me a lot with trying to be better is Waltz, who is a
Yeah.
big name in the Austin and Houston scenes. Very 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 wholesome, very intelligent man when it comes to explaining how the interactions in the game work. He's my good cop. He's like, this is what you can do in these situations. Here's how you can do this. Here's this, and that. And my bad cop is one of my best match friends, Van, my doubles partner, my homie. He comes in. He's like, well,
Oh, he destroyed his cam.
You don't know what he said.
Anyway, he just comes up and just takes out his computer. Oh my god, that is legendary. Continuing off what Bobbles said, I can't wait till he comes.
I like how that's frozen with him smashing his camera.
I can't wait to hear what happened. But like, I have that with Grayson. Grayson tells me how it is. All right, like he will tell me, Chuck, that was bad, and he'll say it pretty meanly sometimes. And I had to tell him recently, like, hey, bro, like, give me like at least one positive before you destroy me. But he'll also like. He's one of the people I trust the most when it comes to Smash because I know for a fact he is never going to lie to me about it. If he thinks my pit is playing well, he's like, hey, I think your pit is pretty good. Yeah. I played pit in my tournament on Friday. He watched and he texted me. He said, Chuck, might be time to hang it up because it got destroyed. It was not close. It looked like I didn't know what I was doing. Damn, he's still not back. He must have absolutely shattered his computer. Oh!
Yeah. I will say you don't really get you don't get real advice from people who don't know you very well because they're too scared to tell you, hey, that was whack, or hey, that sucked, or hey, you were garbage that set. So
Hey, don't hit your computer in the middle of a podcast. So
you get the realest advice from
I
your
forgot
real
it's that
friends.
sensitive. That's my bad. I have my dad. That was the
Dude,
problem.
Bubbles dropped a hammer on that one.
I hit him with the fucking standing heavy, bro. I can't even but yeah, like
Hey, your computer should detect it, duh.
computer should detect it. Computer should detect it. But yeah, like, and you know, I'm like, but that still comes from a place of like care and love and wanting me to succeed. And I have other friends who are supportive too, who just it's really cool seeing like in the Austin Discord, like especially like these bubble players, right? Like these guys who can like are like
I love that phrase.
barely make PR, just outside of PR, can get fourth at a tournament, can get 13th at a tournament, you know. Seeing like everyone in Discord kind of pop off when somebody has those good runs is pretty cool. It's pretty cool too. Like I know
We don't have that when it comes to our tournaments. Like our Discord chat doesn't really like. It really is a Flowey kill or be killed Undertale reference. Our scene doesn't really like in chat after. It's like yeah, go. Like I get that because I barely enter. But like Anoxia had a crazy run the other day, beating Vibe and doing all this other thing, and I was like, yo, Anoxia, that was incredible. And no one else like made any comments or talked about it. So,
yeah.
like, hype up your people. Yes, they're like competitors and stuff like that. But like as Bobbles said, 2 people stop showing up. That's 20 or 10% of your scene, right? So you can be rivals, but you can also still support each other. That doesn't mean you can't talk smack to each other. Like I would used to talk smack to Grayson all the time. He'd tell me he destroyed my Sheik. I'm like, no, you don't. And then he did, and it was what it was, you know. So And then, like, we'll end on this as well in regards to this topic. Um, if you get asked to hang out, don't automatically assume you're going to just go play Smash. Sometimes people just want to hang out, get some food, and hang out. Go to a karaoke bar, go watch a game, go talk about another game. I don't know. I know a lot of you guys love video games, don't like sports. But there's a lot of things in life that you can talk about, and like try to be interested in what someone else is interested in. If I need to go on an anime rant, I know Grayson will listen. Bobbles likes anime. But if I need to talk about it, Grayson's going to listen. He'll ask some questions, and when I'm like, you want to watch it? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Fair enough.
Final
I'm going to watch.
Fantasy. I've listened to 3,000 Final Fantasy rants.
He knows the whole lore now.
Yeah, and he even played a game.
But I think that's
So,
yeah.
like, just be a human.
Try it out.
Stop
Support
being-
your homies.
Yeah. And then, like, when you go to majors and you're rooming and you're carpooling, and then you become friends for life, create a crew, do all that stuff, like, that's when Smash is a blast. That's why people love the community.
I'm going to the wedding of a guy that I met through Smash.
You would have been at my wedding. G was standing right by me in my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody in GD was. It was only you that wasn't at mine, right?
I was the only one. I think it was. Did you get married in the pandemic?
Yeah.
Did. So I think that's
And then
why
G got married right before his, and you were at Frostbite during his.
I was at Frostbite during his.
But, like, we became friends for life. But that's that. Just don't be a weirdo. Stop making shit tech jokes. And I'm going to see if I can make some more during this podcast. But I was that guy. I will say. I made a Smash joke to my wife, and she called me out. She said, stop making Smash jokes.
I think if I can add one last note to it, another thing too is, and it's something I've started having to remind myself. A lot of we're old people in the scene, man. We're in our late 20s. A lot of these, a majority of the I think, because some of them are legal adults, but a lot of the people in my scene that I talk to, or at least will have to interact with, they're younger. They're 19,
18.
They're like 19, 20. Some of them are 16, 17. I think back to when I was like that 17 to 20 age, bro. I was a little cringe lord. Or I look back at some of the behaviors I had, some of the things I said, some things I did. I'm just like, ooh,
Me too.
Which again, it shows personal growth. It shows that I've, at least able to conceal a lot of my neurodivergent tendencies or whatever. But, I think there is a grain of salt that has to be taken with that, and that, we are, most of your scene is going to be, like your scene especially, tech is going to be college kids. They're going to be kids who are like 18 to 22. And especially like, I can already feel like the generational gap between like myself, who was born in '96, and someone like the player that I play a lot, Cotton, who's 16, 17. And that,
what's his tag?
Cotton. Like the
Cotton. I thought you said cockapoo.
No, what?
That's like,
no, Cotton.
That's why I was like, yep, that's a generational gap right there.
So and it's like I can talk to him. We have great conversations. We riff off each other. He's a funny kid, but there's still that generational gap, that little bit of 10 years apart, which is how it is. It's part of it's just another like factor I try to consider when I'm like, oh, that person's acting weird. Oh wait, they're 17. That's fine. They could be weird.
Me when that kid behind me when I lost to Steve, and he was like, you got cooked. I was 14-year-old kid. Can't say nothing. Awesome. It was tough. I left. I was very mad. So, the next thing I want to talk about, boom, scene change. Oh, where'd it go? Boom! So, if you guys don't know, Smashmate is Japan's like ladder system that they've had for a very long time. It's built into Smash. They have a ranking system, everything like that. Found this on Twitter.
Japan
I
Smash
found
Bros,
multiple.
right?
Say again?
Japan Smash Pros.
Yes. Yeah, Japan Smash Bros. And this is what I found online, saying this was the tier list based off the Smashmate analysis of who are the best characters in the game. How accurate this is, I don't know, but I saw multiple people tweeting about it, so I assume it's a good talking point. So, according to this, they have a very Wi-Fi, except for Ice Climbers, top 10. Duck Hunt, shocker. Banjo, shocker. Mega Man, Ice Climbers, shocker. Diddy, Steve, Game & Watch, Me Gunner, not shocked. Rosalina, Young Link. Those characters are all very good on Wi-Fi, except for maybe Ice Climbers.
I think Ice Climbers is really good on Wi-Fi.
You just can't react to side B, then you're dead.
Hmm.
But I thought it was quite interesting to see some of this stuff. Mainly, the worst character in the game, according to Smashmate.
Oh my gosh, the propaganda.
Here we go.
This is
I mean, I mean,
I mean,
last. This is analytics.
Grayson and I's characters are right next to each other at the bottom too. So
Where y'all? Oh my god.
yeah.
But they're not last. Dead last, dude. Dead
um,
last.
I'll talk about it a little bit if you. I mean, if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, pick your
Well, I'm not gonna go into Pika. I do think Pika is worse online, and I also have told Chuck many times. This is all I'm gonna say about Pikachu because I'm done talking about Pikachu. But that I think they have the single worst player base in all of Smash, and it's not close. Pikachu players
That's got to be worse.
are the worst players. They cannot play their character. They do not understand how good their character is, and they do worse on Wi-Fi. I think there's not a good Wi-Fi character. But now I'm going on to the more interesting stuff. The top tier. This proves that there is a difference between Wi-Fi and offline.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, if any of y'all have played these characters online, it is. I'm surprised Sonic's not up there. That's the only one I would add. But these characters
Depending on
on
how many
Wi-Fi
Sonics, though.
are incredible, and it's pretty humorous to see. I think if you did Smash Bros, it'd probably be pretty similar too. Um, but I always think like, what do the mains of these characters think when they're cooking people on Wi-Fi? Do they think they're actually good at the game? I genuinely think I'm like, did this Duck Hunt player who's top 10 in the Japanese ladder? He's like, yeah, I'm crazy good, and then he goes like 2-3 in his bracket, and he's like, oh, but Diddy is very very good online, just from characters I play. I know I play Diddy all the time on Wi-Fi. I hardly ever lose, being honest. I go on 50-1 runs on Wi-Fi like nothing. That character is bonkers. Banana is
Dash
crazy good
attack's cheater.
online. Dash attack is crazy good. Chuck says you can't react to monkey flip ever
can't.
online.
You cannot. Tell
So,
Bobbles.
so that character
I
is.
have to be up smashing before he even presses ID.
See?
So I'm just talking about the characters I know the most. I completely agree. Diddy is S tier. Diddy is crazy good on Wi-Fi, and then Wario is super buns on Wi-Fi. His waft combos, despite what people may think, and ZZZ waft 2 stock game, whatever. His waft combos are so tight that a lot of them don't even confirm on Wi-Fi. Period. No matter how frame perfect you are, because the built-in lag means they can air dodge every single time. And even his up air waft is it's pretty frame tight. That one's more lenient. Falling up airs is super hard to hit on Wi-Fi. It's just like Wario gets way worse. And I try to remind myself that all the time when I'm playing him online, and then I watch like Gluto play offline, and he's hitting all this crazy stuff. I'm like, man, why can't I do this? And it's like he's more frame tight than people would think, and he's super stubby. So all those characters in the top on Wi-Fi, good luck if you're playing Wario. But that's kind of my spiel. But yeah, this is the most Wi-Fi thing I've ever seen. That top row is like my hell.
Yeah.
Alright.
Boobs, you got anything to say about it?
Yeah, I can go next. So I think there's a couple things to consider about the list.
Can you talk about Pika first?
You want me to talk about Pika? You know. I as someone who also has like just a character with a terrible player base, I understand. However,
You are talking to the 67th
however-
best Pikachu in the world.
however, my character is connect the dots. My character is square peg in the square hole. My character is it's a multiple choice quiz, and the question is pick the number between 4 and 6, and A, B, and C are all 5, and D is 7. So you know, I can't play Pikachu to save my life. I don't have no desire to play Pikachu. But I definitely understand the thing. I will just complain about the character because it kills me super early and edge guards me, and I don't like that. What I'll say about the tier list in general, I think there are a couple things to consider. Obviously, it's Wi-Fi. There's a bit of a bias. I also think that I think this is based just specifically on win rate, right?
I think it is,
Just
yeah.
straight win rate. So you got to think about a couple of things. First of all, you have characters like Ice Climbers, Mega Man, Duck Hunt Banjo, the Mii's, who are a combination of like being improved on Wi-Fi, but also having a small player base. Usually,
Yeah.
people
4
who
or
play
5
these,
really good ones.
right? Usually, these are people who play these characters. They main them. This is what they do. They put a lot of time into these characters. They are typically going to do. Usually, the people who play those characters have a pretty good understanding of those characters. They're going to do well. You see that. You see that in any roster-based game. Um, a lot of these uncommon characters usually have higher win rates because they're played less, or like in League when you have characters played in off-meta roles like Zyra Jungle or something like that, where typically the win rate's going to be higher naturally because you're going to have experienced people doing that. Conversely, that also works for characters who are on the lower end, characters like Joker, Roy, Bowser, Wolf, very common characters who have a player base with a very wide array of a skill set. You know, you're going to have really good Bowsers and a bunch of dog shit Bowsers. You're going to have really good Marios, really bad Marios, really good Jokers, really bad Jokers. And because of the amount of people who play those characters, especially online, their win rate is probably going to be more closer to a 50% than anything. And of course, you have characters like Pikachu who have a small player base and are worse on Wi-Fi. GG, get fucked. As for the characters I play,
We try.
Real quick off of that, Bubbles.
Yeah.
I think what you just explained is also very telling on how good some of these characters are. So you see something like Rob at the top of the list, and obviously he's very, very popular, and he's also still winning. So that shows that character is probably pretty broken, along with Sonic. Sonic's pretty popular and
Steve.
also winning,
Steve.
along with Diddy. I think Diddy's a pretty popular character and also
is,
still
yeah.
winning. So that show these are the characters that are like, oh my god, they're really good. And then if you look further to the opposite end, if you're really, really niche, so one that comes to my mind right now is Lucario. That character is very, very niche, and he's still losing. So even the experts at Lucario are still losing. So that shows me, hey, that character's probably not very good.
I'm shocked Cloud's that low. I know there's a lot of Clouds, but
There's some bad glue-eating clouds out there.
there are some blue eated. These you know, I anywhere near me, you know. Yeah, so I think there's a few things to consider. I'm not shocked to see Bowser this low. I think your average Bowser player is god awful at the game, and Bowser's just suffering really hard from a late meta right now. People are optimizing their advantage states and are making less mistakes on average. And a big berserker bait and punish character like Bowser, his free F smashes, down smashes, or cheesy kills are just not going to come to him as often as they normally do. Same thing with characters like Wolf. Wolf I play quite a bit. Wolf I think is just an everyman character. He's an employed person's character. Kind of does everything well. Very common, very popular. So I'm not super surprised to see him down here. Trying to think who else is a surprise.
I'd say Soar being down that low is actually kind of surprising, personally.
I can see that.
And then the big one is Ness. Like,
It's true.
usually Ness players online are not bad, but maybe the Smashmate players are just not it.
I feel like Ness is probably really. I just feel Ness is not good at like the upper echelons. Like I think seeing Best Ness and Syrup and guys like that like succeed still with the character.
I mean, even Syrup switched to Steve.
That's true. Syrup did switch. Who am I thinking of? Oh, Atata, like Ness Boy 13 and Gact and guys like that. But it will be interesting to see if and when Smash Bros releases like an equivalence to this, because there are characters I think that are there, because Japan has their own views on the meta.
Yeah, I'd say Americans do not play Duck Hunt.
Yeah, they are pretty high in Duck Hunt compared to Americans. Pretty high in Banjo. They're pretty low on Pikachu compared to America. They're pretty low on what's another character they're low on. They're pretty low on like Peach and Daisy and stuff like that. They're really high on Yoshi. So like characters like that, it'll be interesting to see how the American meta is affected by it, or what the American equivalent would be.
But speaking of Americanizing, we are reaching towards the end, so chat, start thinking of your questions. We're going to do a little fun thing. I don't know if anybody who is currently watching cares, but maybe somebody later will. We're going to describe our mains as a sports team. And I'm going to start because I talked to Bobbles about this before, and I think it's perfect. Okay? So we're going to talk about this bottom tier character, Pikachu. They are the Los Angeles Clippers. They have every tool to be absolutely fantastic. We're losing in the first round. It is what it is. And no matter how good we should be, we don't succeed. So we are the Clippers. Yay or nay?
I don't know enough about basketball. Basketball's definitely my least known out of the big four.
Make sure you ask your questions too, so we'll answer that. This is just quick.
We'll talk about this quickly while y'all post your questions. We're doing
As
closing
we
questions.
said, be interested in what others are interested so you can be more interesting.
I didn't get as much time to think about it as I have not been thinking about it. If you know
We can
Bobbles,
do
you can
Bobbles
go.
I can
first.
go next. Bowser is. Bowser is probably like the Atlanta Falcons or something like that. Honestly,
Yeah?
in the fact that like they're either the Falcons or there's some. Maybe I can't place a franchise on it, but they're the fan base is convinced that they are the best team in the world, but they just never do it. They never finish the job. The job's just never there. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's solid, but he's never going to be good enough.
That's the Falcons. The Falcons is like outside of the Super Bowl they should have won.
And yeah, I mean the Falcons like that
The
was
Panthers?
the Falcons were yeah, the Panthers too. Like just like Bowser is a perennial team that hey, oh man, they busted out like an 11-5 season, or oh man, they won the division. That's crazy. This is the year. Finally, it's been so long. We've been waiting so long, and then they lose by like 3 scores in the wild card round. You're just like, okay, well. On the bright side, we're never gonna have like a 3-14 season. We're never gonna be a stellar team. We're never gonna have to tank for like a number 1 draft pick or anything like that. I'm fortunate enough that like the worst, you know, at least in football, the worst team, the worst my team's ever gone since I've been alive is like 5-11. We've never had a season worse than that. Every other time we're like 8-8 or we make the playoffs or something like that. But
Tank for Caleb.
I'm not taking it for Caleb. We're above
We are.
500. We can't take it for Caleb. It's not happening.
All right.
If you still need a little more time, I think Bobbles had a good or character for the Cowboys.
Who did I say the Cowboys were?
But I'm
I watched-
picking. I have my characters. I have to pick a team. I don't think either of my characters are the Cowboys. I
Yeah,
got them. I got them. I got
Okay.
one for each. I
Okay.
think Diddy is the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Incredible team. They can win the Super Bowl. They can get to the Super Bowl. They can beat anybody, and they can beat anybody badly. But they are always missing that one piece to win the Super Bowl. They've been in the Super Bowl in the past 10 years. They've gone like what 3 times, and they're always in the NFC Championship, but they're lacking that one thing. So I think Diddy's one thing is his matchup spreads against some of the characters are abysmal and unwinnable. Like we just saw Beasley lost to a Villager player, and
And Mario.
people don't know how impossible that stuff is. It is literally borderline unwinnable. So I think he's the 49ers. He's amazing, and his strengths are so strong. His strengths have to make you look like, oh my god, this is the best character in the game. How can anyone say otherwise? And then you run into those 5, 6 matchups, and it's like your character just doesn't exist anymore. Wario, this one's gonna hit close to home. I think Wario is the Vikings. Uh, Vikings are always good. They can beat anybody. Lots of fourth quarter comebacks. Lots of fourth quarter comebacks. He's the comeback king. And Waft is JJ Jetta's. Waft, you sometimes you just throw the ball up there and it's a touchdown and you win the game.
Down
And then sometimes you'll get fucking absolutely smoked and you can't hit anybody and you lose to the New York Giants. So
Let's go!
I'd say
I can't believe
is
we made the
Wario.
playoffs. We're
He,
so bad.
you got the tools to beat anybody in any character in any given moment, and you got the comeback king. But if you don't hit that comeback king or you're not hitting JJ, you look horrible.
Good.
I miss Kirk.
If you guys didn't know, Bobbles is a Vikings fan, and his quarterback just tore his Achilles, so he is done. My quarterback on my team, I don't like him, but I don't wish he gets hurt, and he got tore his ACL tonight. So now we're with some guy named DeVito. The team Bobbles said is the Dallas Cowboys, because the Cowboys always think they're hot crap, and they think they're going to win it all, but never perform. Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon, that's what it was.
Eh,
I mean, the problem is that the Cowboys now are probably better than where Captain Falcon is in the meta.
I thought
I think it's-
before y'all said, I thought you were gonna say Shulk with all the potential talk. They got
Oh,
all the
true.
potential. This
No,
is
'cause
Shulk is a good fit too. Actually,
this is our year. We got all the potential. Our tools are incredible.
We can shield art!
And then you just suck. Like Shulk sucked for 10 years, but no one wants to say it.
Yeah, Shulk players don't have goodly mind. Cowboys fans don't have goodly mindsets. They're delusional. But yeah, no, I think it's. I think that you gotta believe in your character. Kind of going back, kind of similar to Cowboys mindset. Like if you don't believe your character can win, and you're trying to win, you're wasting your time. Wasting your time. So believe in your character, even if you have to be a little delusional, like Sam is sometimes about Pikachu, or how I'm not about Pikachu. But yeah, all right, chat. We're reaching that point, and I gotta combine these videos. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Go ahead and submit some questions. While we're waiting here, we'll look in the bracket and see what's going down over here. Skinny is up 2-1 on Freaks. This is one of the worst layouts I've ever seen, by the way.
What is this, Losers Finals?
Yeah. Oh, back here. That didn't kill? With rage? Uh-oh, he's dead. Oh, he kept his jump.
Oh, you've lost his limit, dude. He didn't come out in time. He's dead.
God.
That was
First
so
thing
unfortunate.
First thing I see when I open up on Twitter is a Vikings fan blasting Creed in his bathroom and shaving his eyebrows because it's Josh Dobbs season.
What percentage of the Smashcast do you think you can beat in a fist fight? Okay. I've never been in a fight in my life. So let's go ahead and say.
Without deeping, I go 25%. I'm not gonna look too much into it, but
Yeah, I'm gonna say like.
You think you could beat up Incineroar?
no shot.
Let me see.
But like
about
ZS,
I'm holding
like
I'm holding all of
ZSS,
anyone that's a child, regardless of magical abilities.
how many Ray Rice?
That's a PK Fire. I got PK Bicycle Kick. Like it's just not happening.
The breaks off Pac-Man. Ness and Lucas for sure.
Yeah.
Pichu.
Yeah, Pichu's getting like Steven Janikowski field goal 60 yards. I'm beating up Inkling. I'm throwing a cup of water on him. That's it.
I don't know if I beat anybody.
Isn't Olimar like
Jigs?
ant-sized?
Olimar's
yeah.
canonically this big. So
And Kirby.
Kirby's like
But
canonically like god level though. Like
Yeah.
so Kirby I'll put an asterisk next to. DDD Mario 64.
He's small
Penguin,
too.
Penguin off the ledge. Yeah. DDD's not
Villager
good.
Isabel, they're getting murked.
Mhm.
What about like I don't know, Sheik. Sheik will probably kill me.
Well, Sheik is Zelda, so I don't think I would. I definitely wouldn't beat every single female character at all. Like Palutena would
I'm
fold
beating
me.
up Ryu.
Zero Suit would fold me. That woman's like 6'1".
Holy.
Rosalina's like 6'4".
She is
And
big.
also is a cosmic goddess. She just throw me to a fucking black hole.
What about Ice Climbers? Y'all beating up Ice Climbers?
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm curb stomping one while the other one's watching. Like that's happening.
The Joker ain't got no hands? What do you mean? He shoots a gun.
Yeah, you got the gun.
In Smash Movement, I'm getting shot. Joker's just shooting me. Like he's. I can't do anything about getting
You
shot.
did say a fist fight though, so I don't know.
Oh,
if you
fist
know
fight,
what-
yeah.
He is just a 15-year. He's just a teenager. So yeah.
Oh, if it's just fists too, I'm beating up Marth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Palutena ain't got nothing.
I don't know. She shoots a laser beam with her hands.
That thing,
Oh,
I don't
it's
like, if it's just Fistfire, I don't trust the durability of like any deity, right? Like she's an immortal goddess. Like it doesn't matter how many she's like, and it doesn't matter how many times I like hit her. She's gonna be like, I didn't hear a bell. She's like,
All
I'm
right.
sure I could beat a Peach.
Toon
Any
Link,
other
Young Link,
questions? Other
Garbage
questions?
Can.
Yeah. Come on, chat. More questions. There's six viewers in here right now.
Oscar, ask a question.
Or Deani, if you have another question. Getting it going, getting it going. But you guys going to any tournaments coming up? Bobbles, what tournament are you going to next?
Technically Cityscape tomorrow,
Sweet.
but I'm gonna try and plan to go to a regional at some point.
Let me. If Austin has any regionals, let me know. Cause I'll try to go down.
I know they're working on stuff. There's stuff in the works, but we don't have anything announced. Like there's nothing like announced yet. I just know that like regionals are coming. Uh, but I'm gonna try and keep my eye out for Texas stuff. Try to go. I really would like to go to. I regret not entering Rising Grind.
Yeah.
I,
I tried to convince you.
Well, I thought I was working that weekend.
Oh, fair enough.
And then I ended up not working that weekend. So, but like the idea of like being able to test like go into like a big tournament, an all best of 5 tournament, and just seeing how I would do would be really cool. CAC also dropped his manifesto on like how to efficiently run a best of 5, all best of 5 tournament. So
Did he?
yeah, like how he runs it, how he structures his tournaments, things like that. So
That's something to read.
I mean it ran Rise or Grind didn't run any
Yeah.
later than any other tournament that could work.
Like this Freaks tournament that is going on. He's going to rob Atomic. And they didn't do best of 5 until losers quarters. Oh, top 8. Granted, they had 90 entrants for singles, so. Excuse me. Favorite Smash player that you know? Ooh. So are you talking like pro Smash player? Or are you talking about like.
But that you know.
Because like.
No,
that you
not
know.
pro.
Okay. I'm not picking any of you guys because you're bums.
That's fair.
Favorite Smash player that I know. I like hanging out with Oscar. I always vote for Oscar. If Chino's in here, Chino's funny. That whole YDD crew is a fun group to cheer for, just because I knew where they came from.
I think
I like
maybe
laughing
he's
at Chino while
talking.
playing.
Dion, tell me, are you talking about like who you like in the community, or are you talking about gameplay? I took it as gameplay. Favorite Smash player that you know, spread some positivity. But you mean like personality, like who do I like to hang out with, who do I like to talk to, or do you mean like whose gameplay do I really like? If it's personality, I agree. I mean obviously Bobbles and Chuck, but they don't count. So Oscar for sure. I play with Oscar the most, and I love hanging out with Oscar. I think he has a pretty positive and good attitude about the game too most of the time.
See, he wants to. So, I like hanging out with Chino at majors. That guy supports me like crazy. He'll watch all my matches, and he will also laugh at me mid-set, and it calms me down. I remember I was playing Oryx at Rise and Grind, and I was getting cooked. My Pikachu got beat so bad. It was a 3-stock in about a minute and a half, and Chino was behind me. He was like, bro, don't go Pikachu again. That was horrible. He goes, it was funny watching, like, bro. And, like, I was getting hit, and I just hear him, like, Chuck, stop getting hit. Stop getting hit. I'm like, bro, I'm trying. Oryx is over there laughing at me because I'm getting destroyed. And then, like, I switched the pit, and he's like, oh, my God, this pit. And then I start winning. He's like, hold on. He cooking. And then I lost. And because I went for a hard read F smash and got forward aired at, you want to come say hi? I got forward aired at, like, 100. Say hi to Levy. Look at her. Oh. And I died. But I enjoy being around Chino at tourneys.
You got one, Bubbles?
I guess I'll go with some awesome players.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to shout out Mustang, my commentary partner. Definitely one of my best friends that I've met through the Austin scene. I mentioned Van and Waltz earlier. Everyone in like the karaoke crew that we go hang out with. So I don't know, is it cheating? I don't know. It's not a flex, but like TK, um, Zane, those guys, everyone like that. Um, I really enjoy watching uh, players improve. So I definitely want to shout out all the other fellow bubble players in ATX, the Gold Star 3-2 or 4-2ers that um, I'm always competing with, to where there's like a different, they're the people who are like, oh, we're playing. Well, one of us is popping off getting, top 4 tonight. One of us is getting 13s. Like, it's just one of those guys. So shout out everybody in that group. But yeah, and then of course the old gens, the other old gens, Cake and Dojo, for getting me into the scene.
Oh yeah.
And being curmudgeonly old men to this day.
Literally. Oh God. No. Don't. The question was thoughts on changing the tag back to Los Lobos. No. Los Lobos was the best of your 3 try to change.
You should change it to El Bombi.
El Bombi.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get trademarked just like your other name.
I will say, we have somebody goodly. We have somebody who's changed their tag recently and is like wanting to change it again, and they're always asking in the Austin Discord, like, oh, what do you guys think about this tag? What do you guys think about this tag? And I'm like, bro, it does not matter what any of us think about it. We can tell it because either you personally like it, and we tell you it's shit, and then you're not going to change it, and then now your tag is something you don't like, or
KOB.
or it's something the other way around, So it's just like, you're gonna change it. I feel like I'm lucky Bobbles just worked out. I have no plans on changing it.
Your tag before was tough.
Huh? Tough and
Your
good,
tag-
or tough and bad?
You get to choose.
No, because there's no good. There's no right or wrong in this. But
Mine was worse before, so it doesn't matter.
maybe wasn't bad.
Bambi was bad.
Maybe it was not bad.
Bobbles is a banging tag.
It works out because it's like it's fitting. There's like a couple other people who stagger Bobbles out there, but they suck. They're not me. They ain't me. They ain't never gonna be me.
Yes, sir. I think yours is sick too because your tag is a tag that we can call you outside. Like, I've called you Jacob maybe 10 times in my life.
It feels weird hearing you just say my name, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think Grayson we always call you Bobbles or Boobs.
I'm like 95% sure I started the boobs train.
You did.
I always call him boobs.
And especially because I usually call you guys by your government names too, like your
But
Chuck and Grayson.
Ours are a lot easy. Yours is easy. I don't even know what to say. My tag does not flow off the tongue. My tag was exact scenario Bobbles just talked about. Said, what do you guys think of this in the GD chat? They said, it sucks. I said, I'm doing it. And I did it. That's exactly how it happened.
But it's the opposite. It's like, don't let yourself get talked down. If you're like, look, if Super or Big Duck Hunt fan at 7,000 took the poll of public opinion on if their tag was good or not, that's neither here nor there. Buntai fan, XX Buntai fan 9,000,
I appreciate
Blue
it.
Eyes White Ryko.
There are some fire. That's the thing. There are some longer fire tags, but I'm never gonna call somebody that. I'm never gonna call somebody like, Hispanic at the disco, fire tag, Hispanic at the disco, fire tag. I'm never calling somebody that. I'm not, because I can either call them disco, or I already call somebody else disco, or I call them Hispanic, and I'm not doing that.
Oscar, what was your tag? I don't remember. And we will do an episode one day talking about the West Texas tags. I think we could. I think it would be kind of fun to do that. I just have to gather them, and I'm going to rely on @C for that. Because I'm sure, or geez, it's a bit kid-friendly. Can I say it? Type it.
Is it just a slur?
It can't be a slur. I'm pretty sure what happened was he tried to tell me it at the tourney when he signed up, and I said, I'm not putting that in. I think that's exactly how it happened. Oh, I know he used to go by Oh yeah, Deani's gonna be on for a GRS Smash episode where we talk about rage. Because I got a lot of rage moments, and we got a clip that's still one of the most popular videos on the YouTube of Deani raging. But you can't actually see him raging, but you can feel it. Legendary.
There was
Check my text messages. There's no way.
I don't think you guys met me before Zebra. I had one tag before Zebra too.
I knew you before Zebra. I just don't remember what it was.
It was Gruffin.
I remember that in Hots. That was a great story. Oh my.
That's what I knew. That's when I knew that game was garbage. That's I was like, there's no way. They transferred my MMR over. There's no other way.
What's
Oscar, is this true?
Say it to the people.
King Vibrator.
Oh, it's not that bad. Terrible tag. 1 out of 10 tag. But
That's horrible.
if I met you in Smashing, and we're playing round 1, and you're like, "What's?" and I'm like, "Let's say Bobbles." And stuff. He was like, "Yeah, I'm King Vibrator. I'm taking the fist bump back. I'm unplugging.
Next
I'm out."
There's no. I'm positive. He came up and I was like, "What's your gamer tag?" He goes, "King Vibrator." I'm like, "I'm not putting that in there,
dude.
So change it now."
He could have been the OG vibe, dude. He could have been the OG vibe.
A 16, 17-year-old
I've seen-
Oscar is probably hilarious. He's already a horn dog. I'm surprised it wasn't like OnlyFans or something.
OnlyFans didn't exist at that point. Chuck changed the course of history when he made his change your tag. I did. It's an alternate timeline, dude.
It was crazy.
King
Someone-
Vibrator beats MKLeo.
Told you and Link gave you winky eye.
I think it
That's
was
funny.
So I was trying to think of like, especially I feel like it's easy to just like the people whose tags are just like their names basically like Grayson. I'm sure Grayson, you've been the G since you were a young and I only met.
Always been the G. I didn't get a whole lot of time to plan it or think about it. It was kind of, I didn't know tags were a thing. And they asked me to sign up. And that's what came to me first. And I don't hate it. If I had to do it again, I probably wouldn't pick it. But I think it's solid. I've been G. My friends call me G my whole life. I'm either G or G Money. So the G worked for me.
Gimmicks is a banger tag.
I
wish I would have made my tag Gil. Because then it could have been a Final Fantasy reference and a last name reference.
It wasn't
I think
always
of, like-
gimmicks, though. He
it's like
wasn't
a
like,
thing of, like-
Chicago Top Hat.
Chicago Top Hat or Volcanic Inferno.
Oh my god, that's also a negative 1 out of 10.
With a 3 in there.
Volcanic Inferno.
there was
You know he was 10.
Hey, he was in a Watch Mojo video. My dirty secret tags.
I couldn't think of any for my own name for a long time until someone like recently, like within the past month or two, I wrote my full government name out in front of like one of the Austin guys, and they're like, "Is your last name Gamer?" And I'm like, "What?" And my last name is Garner, but the way I write it, the R and the N are like close to each other, so it looks like an M. It reads out Gamer. And I'm like,
that could have worked.
No, but then if I called if my tag was just like Jacob Gamer or something like that, I'd probably get bullied.
Well, my tag's based off of Sword Art Online, and I get bullied by everybody.
That sounds like Jacob Gamer sounds like a 12-year-old who makes like allowance money off making Minecraft games. Like that's like, no, I'm not about it.
Hey, maybe you could pick up Steve, and then you're winning tourneys.
No, my birth year starts with a 1. I can't play Steve. It's not happening.
Yeah, we'll do a list one day. We might have to bring you back on for the tag tier list, and we just blast tags, and we gotta get some from the past too. You know,
you guys could blind rank. We have an Austin Smash tier list maker. I can have you guys blind rank some of the tags.
I think Jeese has one, so I'll talk to Jeese, and
Yeah.
we'll see if they have anything, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Do you guys want to do any shout-outs before I do mine? Boobs first.
Shout out Joshua Dobbs. Shout out Curse of Raw on the people who make artificial turf. Just found out Cam Akers also tore his Achilles today, also playing on artificial turf. So we've lost our star quarterback out and one of our running backs to artificial turf. So curse of all on them. Shout out the one other person I forgot to mention in my player shoutouts, Snore.
Snore's the
My
goat.
Bowser uncle. That's my guy. I love Snore.
Doubles aficionado. Killed me many times at 30%.
And then also shout out my current beverage of choice of the night, HEB Dr. B. One of the best off-brand sodas I've ever drinking in my entire life. It's the only Dr. Pepper knockoff that doesn't taste like cough syrup. So
Pib ain't bad.
Pib is fine, but Pib's still like main brand. This is like HEB brand, like store brand.
Yeah, HEB's goated. G?
Shout out the Rangers.
Yeah.
Shout out my gaming friends. We had a good gaming weekend. Some L's in there, but it's fun playing
Lots of
different
Ls.
games.
Lots of L's. League sucked.
Shout out Chuck for entering a tourney. That's pretty awesome. Hope he keeps doing that. And my last shout out to the viewers who are actually here and interacting and giving us questions and giving us stuff to talk about. You'll make it more fun for sure. Diani and
Oh, yeah.
Oscar and even Alligeri's in here every single week. So shout out to y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Yep. Second that. Without chat, it's hard. So we really appreciate you guys coming in and giving us topics today and doing all of that. Bobbles, shout out to you for coming on in place of Noah, as Noah was not able to make it today. He will be back next week, which I'm assuming will go back on Thursday-ish. Talking about the upcoming Super Mario RPG. Just kidding. I'm really pumped about that. Shout out to you guys for literally making me enter a tournament. It helps a ton. And y'all's belief in me. Shout out to none of my sports team because they all let me down. And I think that's about all I got, guys. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and end the show. I will try to post this as soon as possible, but I got to combine it. And usually when I use my software, it messes up videos. So, we'll see how it goes. I might have to drop the frame. I don't know what I'm going to do. But we'll figure it out and we'll get it uploaded as quickly as possible. Other than that, guys, if you guys think of any topics, I'm talking literally anything, as we talked about in this episode, how we're able to talk about other things, send it our way. If you guys like Bobbles, like the video, and if you guys want him back, please say, hey, I really liked Bobbles on here. Maybe we'd like him back. Okay? Maybe it could be a more common thing. Alright? But you guys got to communicate with us. Other than that, that's all we got today. So, on behalf of the Kayo Show, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys not next week, probably Thursday. See ya!